Okay, so hello everybody and welcome to day one of our Facebook challenge. I suppose you could call it Facebook challenge, but I've decided to put this together mostly because of what I've been experiencing in the last 12 months with my trading. I got very excited when the opportunity came along and saw a way to increase my financial position in the world and have some, well, really have money that I don't have to worry about. I can pay for things, and it would be nice to not even have to look at a price tag. So that's basically why I got started into the trading. But what I want to help with, and what my aim is, and I hope I do a good job and everybody benefits, is to show you the way I got through all the different things. So I found 5 areas that I needed to be really sure about before I actually started trading. I watched a lot of videos, continue to watch videos, but you get a bit overwhelmed because there's so many to watch. And there's so many educators and they're all fantastic. Every time you watch someone else, you go, oh, he's really good, I'll do this. Oh, he's really good, I'll do that. And you just get overwhelmed and you have too much going on in your head. And for a lot of people, it's like, oh, it's too hard, I can't do it. So what I want to do is to give you some steps to put in place to make it easier so that you can slow down and be really clear about what you're doing and why you're doing it. So the 5 areas that I'm looking at, number 1 is your why, and that's what we're going to cover tonight. Number 2 will be how you're going to fit your new passion into your already busy life. Everyone's got a busy life. So tomorrow we'll look at how we can fit that in. And number 3 is the Trading View platform. Now this was a big one for me because you're operating a new system and there's lots of gadgets on there and you don't know what works, where to find things, and it can hold you back when you're trying to mark your chart up. So I want to put a whole lesson into that so that we can all learn. Well, I can show you what I've learned, and some of you might even be able to show me some things. We can learn from each other. And number 4 was your trading plan. This is very important that we have a trading plan. And I remember when I first started, I said, oh, trading plan, yep. And I wrote down my trading plan and I never even read it. And then I listened to someone else and they said, oh, you've got to have this in your trading plan. So I wrote down a new one and I didn't read that either. So for a few months, I was sort of, have you got a trading plan? Oh, yes, I've got it written down. But have you read it? And do you do it? Oh, no, not really. So that's a really important one, is your trading plan. And then the last one is I want to share with you how to mark up your chart from scratch. So when you've got all those other things in place, and you can't do it overnight, you have to spend a bit of time on these things. But on the last one, I want to show you how to mark up your chart from scratch. When you open up a chart, you watch everybody else do it and you go, oh, yeah, that's really good. Yep, I understand that. And then you open your chart and you go, oh, where do I start? What do I do first? So I want to do that in the last session. So today we're concentrating on your why. And this is something that actually I've done quite a bit of work on your why, because years ago, when I was out from the marriage and on my own, I had no idea who I was and what I was doing. And I had to do quite a bit of work on trying to find out who Judy was and, you know, what am I going to contribute into this world? What am I good at? What can I do? And so a lot of people, I know I was thinking, oh, like I'm not good at that, or I'm not good at this, and very low self-confidence. Didn't think I was worthy and not good enough, or people wouldn't listen to me, or all that stuff that goes around on your head. So I started to do a lot of work on my why and to work out what I was good at and what I liked to do. And this is something, if you're taking notes, please take notes and write these things down and think about them, and then come back with some answers. And there's no right or wrong answers in any of this. For your why, there's usually like 4 areas of your why. Your number one why is for survival. Everyone needs to make money to survive. Number 2 is your status. I want to earn 6 figures. I want to have a big flash house. I want a big car. I want to go on holidays. And then you get past that and you get number 3 is freedom. Yeah, I've got the house and I've got the car, but I don't have any time. I'm really time poor. So number 4 is your purpose. What are you contributing to the world? What are you giving back? What are you good at? Everyone is good at something. Everyone has something to offer other people. And a lot of times we go for years and we don't think we have, but we do. Everyone has a purpose. You have a purpose. I have a purpose. And one of the exercises I did, I was thinking of it today, and it was really good because I got a sheet of paper and I wrote down all the jobs that I've ever done, all the different positions I held. And then I wrote them on one side, list all the different jobs that I'd had, even if it was a job for a short time or a long time or whatever. And then on the other side, for each job, I wrote down what skills I needed to do that job. So, for instance, my first job was working in a pharmacy. One of those skills was to be able to talk to people and to listen to people and to suggest things to people, to encourage people. Another one was to be friendly. And then I had to have knowledge about the products that I had in a shop. And then another job that I was doing, I was working for myself in a beauty salon that I purchased. I was working, business owner, work for yourself, which is really hard work, and you work much harder when you're working for yourself than you do for someone else. But in that business, some of the skills I had to have was to make people feel better when they went out of the salon. People come into a beauty salon feeling not so good, they're tired or they're just rushed off their feet or something, and they come in and share with you some of the issues that they're dealing with or the problems they're going, and you listen to them and you make them feel better. So that was a skill. But I didn't think any of those things were skill. I did them because I liked to do them, and the people were happy when they left. Another job I had was working in an office and training people in their jobs, and I loved that. And I had a whole list, because I've done a lot of different jobs. I had a whole list of all the jobs that I did and all the skills that I needed. And then I looked back over all that big list of skills, and what popped out for me was teaching, inspiring, and supporting, because I like to do it. And I didn't think it was a skill. I just thought, well, everybody does that. But they don't. And I like to do that, and I like to teach people how to do things. I like to show people a different way to do things. Sometimes when you've got to do something and you have like tunnel vision, I've got to do this, this, and this, and this, but there's always another way to do things. There's always another way to look at things. So discovering your why, that's really important. So obviously find things that you do that you like. Now, people say, oh, when I'm at work, I'm like this, and when I'm at home, like that. Well, if you're different in those 2 areas, in one of those areas, you're telling a lie. You're not who you are. So you need to find the place. You need to find the place where
when I got there, you would have all these things going around.
Okay, so we've got, is that Nagosa? Can you mute? I think I can do that, yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay. So, I've lost my train of thought, sorry. Okay, so, yes, that's right. Make a list of all the Make a list of all the things that you like to do. And another way is to think about the times in your life where you felt really happy and really joyful. And what were you doing then? Where were you and what you were doing? And when you sit down, and you need to sit down and put some thinking into this. How did you feel when you did things for other people? What did you do for other people? What did you like to do for other people? So finding something that makes you happy and how you can give value to others. So I've got some questions here. One of them is, what are 2 qualities that I most enjoy expressing in my life? Now, this took me a while to find 2 qualities that I most enjoy expressing in my life, and I came up with authenticity and fun. I like to be authentic with people and be who I am, but I also like to have fun. And I think you can have a lot of fun when you're learning. It doesn't have to be all serious. Another question is 2 ways I most love and enjoy when interacting with others. So 2 ways that I love and enjoy interacting with others. So what I love to do is to tell stories and to teach people practical ways. I like to break things down, and I get a lot of joy when someone says, oh, this is too hard, I can't do it, got to do this, that. Well, hang on a minute, what if we did it a different way? How would it look if we did it this way? Because there's never a right and a wrong way, it's how you manage it. And the other one is, what would the world look like for me, for you? What does your world look like? Now, for me, my world would look like we are all connected. We're all connected. Everyone in the world is connected. We're all spiritual beings in a physical body. And we all have a purpose. No one is here for nothing. We all have a purpose. And it is our job to find that purpose. So if you can do some work around determining your why, when you bring this back to trading, what's my why? I'll share with you my why. What's my why to trade? I have to have a big enough why, and so do you, so that when it gets tough and when it gets hard, I know why I'm doing it. If your why is not strong enough, you won't finish, you won't stay. You'll get, look at some other shiny object and you'll be off. You have to have a strong why. So my why, I'm currently living on a pension. I decided about 3 years ago now it is, yeah, maybe 3. I was in a corporate job and I was earning a really good salary. I think it was about $75,000 a year. And I didn't like it. I was there 8 years. And, I woke up one morning and I thought, what am I doing? I shouldn't be here. This is not what I'm going to do. I don't want to do this. We never know when it's our time to leave the world. We don't get a second chance. There's no, we don't get a dry run. It's one time only, and you have to make the best of it. You have to find your purpose and your why and be happy, be joyful, and spread that to others. So my why is to, now that I'm on the pension, of course I don't have much money. So my why is to get off the pension, while I'm very grateful for having it, until I can earn enough money to say no thank you anymore. So that's my why, one of them. And the other one is to earn enough money so that I don't have to look at a price tag. I can go and visit people from the other side of the world. I can attend events and not have to worry about it. I don't need a big flash house. I don't really need a big flash car. I love my little Mazda. So I don't need things like that. I don't need a lot of material things, but I love to visit people and I love to visit places, and it would be nice to be able to do that. So that's my why. So whenever I sort of think, oh, this is too hard, and I go, well, hang on, dude. If you want to be doing all these things that you say you want to be doing, you've got to concentrate and do some more personal development. What I have found too, which is quite interesting, that whenever I get stuck or I get a little bit, or some days I get pissed off because things don't go the way I want them to, so I put things down and I go away. When I sit down and do some personal development and put some time into me, meditate a bit more, go for a walk, be in nature. I love flowers. Think about what my inner self is telling me. Listen to my intuition. That's when I get centered, and then I go, yeah, now I know this is why I'm doing this. So it's very important that you really get clear about your why. Now, some people might say your why can be determined in lots of different ways. You might say, actually, when I first started, I want to earn extra money. Great, how much? Oh, I don't know, lots. Well, how much is lots? Like, you've got to be specific. Okay, so I sat down and wrote down all the things I was paying for, and you never need as much as you think you do. It's really interesting. I wrote down everything I needed. When I started, I thought if I could make $4,000 a month, I would have no debt and I would have enough money to pay for what I was doing. There wasn't anything extra on there, but I would have enough money to do what I'm doing. Now, that's not a lot. So you can start off with a small goal. So one of my goals at the moment is I've upped it to $5,000 a month, and that's one of my goals. And then I work out how many pips I need to get that $5,000. So I put myself on a little budget. So that's my goal. So if we can break it down to just little pieces and work at it piece by piece, you can see where you're going. You can see your results. You can say, okay, this month I said my goal was to get this many pips. Okay, what did I do? So you must write down everything you do. Start in your demo. Please start in your demo. Don't be in a rush to get out into live trading. Start in your demo and record everything you do. So at the end of the month, you go, okay, these were all the trades I did. How am I doing? What's happening with my why? This was my why, and this is the result I got in this month. And then if it's not happening or it's a bit low, then you can look at areas, well, why is it? Why is it a bit low? We can talk about that later to look at some other ways. We might need to tweak a few little things to make changes, and then you can be back on track again. So is there anyone that wants to ask any questions so far? No, if you don't want to ask questions or if you don't want to come out, you can put them in the chat. Okay, excellent. So we'll carry on then. So, so I hope you've taken some notes, and when we come back tomorrow, we'll just do like an overview of your why, and hopefully you will have narrowed down your why and maybe some figures. If it's a monetary figure, you can say, okay, this is my why. I need to make this much money, but that's okay to say I want to make this much money, but you have to know why you want to. And you can have stepping stones in your goal. You can say, okay, first I want to make this much. It's for this. And why is it for this? And then the second one, well, when I get to that level, my next level is this. So you do it in bite-sized pieces. And then, I don't know about you, but when I first started, people say, I want to earn $10,000, I want to earn $20,000 a month. It would be awesome, and I will. But to start off with, it's a bit overwhelming. So you need to just use bite-sized pieces. And then when you get past that one, you go, great, I did that one. Next one. And it makes you feel like you've accomplished something and you've been successful, and then you can go further on down the track. So I hope this is something that you can put some thought into. Take some notes, please. You can always send me a message if you want to chat with anything or ask any questions. And I'll record this and I'll put it in, the group is called Supply and Demand. And I'll add you, if you go to the group Supply and Demand and ask to be a member, I'll put you in there and then we can chat together. So it's a private Facebook group. And I want you to have freedom to ask all these questions, which are really important. And you're in the private Facebook. We're all in here for the same reason. We're all in here to get clear about our goals and to find out what our why is, and then to do all the other steps as well. So with that being said, if there's no questions and nobody wants to ask any, no questions, I hope I've covered everything and I made sense, and I'm really excited to hear what you come back with tomorrow, because this is day 1 and we've got 5 days of a different topic each day. And then at the end, if it's something that for people who aren't already in iMarkets Live, if it's something that you want to look at and to join up with us, I can put you in our team. We've got a fantastic team of a lot of people who are very supportive, and then I can put you into all the others and you can be on your way. So with that being said, I'll finish now and I'll see you back here tomorrow night at 6 o'clock Perth time. And thanks very much for coming along. See you tomorrow.
Thank you. It was lovely. See you.
Bye.